Bruh, listen man, listen. I just finished watching the first full trailer for the Snyder Cut. And I'm glad I took my blood pressure medication. I'm just happy that I took it because my hype was through the roof. And I'm ready to talk about it with you. Check it out. First things first, this is my shot-by-shot breakdown of the Justice League Snyder Cut trailer. So excited for everything that's coming out of DC Fandome. It's like way bigger, way better than Comic-Con was this year, but you know, with everything being how it is, them just dropping stuff the way they're doing, hell of impressive, and it's just giving me all the energy that I need right now. So great distraction with DC Fandome, and I will do a recap of that later on. So please subscribe to the channel so you can catch more videos covering the stuff that's coming out of DC Fandome. Now let's get into this shot-by-shot breakdown. First person you see in this trailer, I don't know who this person is, but I hope it's not Darkseid. I hope you give us a Darkseid that looks a little bit more like the Darkseid that we know from the cartoons and the comics. This isn't bad, it's just not what I want from Darkseid in this Snyder Cut. So I like to go out on a limb. I don't do much research. I like to just kind of wing it and throw things out there from the gut. Sometimes I'm right, sometimes I'm wrong. And here in this shot, I'm thinking that this is Superman going through what appears to be, to me, some type of anti-life equation thing. I know from, you know, other reports that have come out that that was supposed to be a thing in Zack Snyder's version when it was still supposed to be a two-part movie. Here is stuff we've never seen before. I'm assuming here they doing something to try to fight for the soul of Superman with that anti-life equation. It's just what I'm thinking right now. All right, so I pulled up some football footage of Victor Stone, aka Cyborg, aka my favorite black superhero from DC. Now I know most people would look at this and say, hey man, this is, you know, same footage that we've seen already. But we've seen it in other trailers, but not in the full feature. Here we know this football stuff is gonna be flashbacks of before the accident that caused him to become a cyborg, and I'm ready to see it. Black suit Superman, very nice. Now again, footage that we've already seen. We've already seen in other trailers. Flash breaking the glass and going through to save the girl who plays Iris that we didn't get to see in a theatrical version of Justice League. But now we're gonna see that. Hyped to see that. And look at these eyes that she's giving my boy. Chiff. Like, whatever he needed to do to win her over, he's done it. Like, she's giving him the look, and I hope he knows it. I want to see how this plays out, because if they go with the awkward Barry, he's gonna mess this up. Like, he already got as far as he needed to go, but he's gonna mess this up. Now here we got Cyborg in the graveyard. Now we know there was a graveyard scene in the theatrical cut. Toss it, trash it, get it out of here. This version that I'm looking at on the iPad right now that you're seeing behind me, I think that this is Cyborg at his father's grave, and we'll see why later. We got Lois Lane meeting with Martha Kent. The only time that they interacted, if my memory is correct, was on the farm in the theatrical cut, but now we have like a Kent coming to the city to visit with Lois, which is cool. This just leads me to believe that, hey, this movie is probably going to be the full 4 hours. It's going to be packed full of stuff. Now, I found this to be strange, because in this scene, you have Aquaman leaving. And he's leaving the armor, and he's leaving the... It's not really a triad. It's got, you know, like five... The quintet? He's leaving the quintet in the armor behind here. And I just don't know why. We do know that he's gonna come back around and end up, you know, being armored up and fighting at the end, because we've seen, you know, other footage and we know how this thing's gonna play out. But does he have multiple visits to Atlantis in this Snyder Cut? I'm thinking so, and we'll see why later. Now, real talk, I know that, you know, there's DC fans and there's Marvel fans, and sometimes they don't cross over. Hopefully everybody crosses over here to see that this is Corvus Glade, like the guy from Infinity War and Endgame. Like, he's back and he's in DC now. It's the first thought that I had when I saw this image. I don't know if this is like a dark side general, like a foot soldier, or just somebody who they sent to do something, but man, he's giving off the Corvus Glade vibes right here. Like, he looks like he's ripped straight out of Infinity War. Just slight differences. All right, so here we go with this image. This is Silas Stone dying, and it leads me to believe, just all the images that I'm putting up here, it leads me to believe that this is why we see Cyborg at the graveyard, like pounding the ground. I don't think he's digging there. I think he's pounding the ground, or maybe pounding the tombstone, still mourning the passing of his father, which is very understandable. The thing that stands out to me is that just in these 3 shots, going back and forth between them, we already have a whole bunch of Cyborg scenes that we've never even knew was coming. Because we watched the theatrical cut, I remember watching it, and there was no indication that the father was gonna die or did die, if my memory is right. You know, I haven't revisited that because it's not something that I really want to revisit. But seeing Cyborg here makes me think he's gonna have a huge amount of stuff to do in this movie, and I'm ready to see it because they touted Ray Fisher coming out of the acting of being in theater background and now making his first big screen debut in the theatrical version of Justice League. It was very underwhelming. Now we're gonna see what he's really bringing to the table, and I'm excited for that. Batman being Batman, doing things that nobody should be able to do, but he's doing it because he's Batman. Bro, I love it. I love it. When I saw the parademon shooting and he just deflected it, how is that even possible? How is he being able to do this? Tell you right now, he can do it because he's Batman. Batman does everything, and I'm so hyped that is what we're getting here. No little quips, no little puns, none of that awkward "I don't not like you" stuff. Get that out of here. We're gonna see Batman in the truest form of Batman, the angry, brooding, super serious straight man, and that's what the Batman is. But more on the Batman in a whole nother video, because we gotta talk about that. All right, we got the Flash here, clearly in the Speed Force. I think this is the beginning of him like stepping into it, because in the scenes that follow this one, you see him actually like start to run. So I'm thinking he jumps into the Speed Force and then he does that goofy run, like, I guess. But I'm ready to see it. Super hype. These next 2 shots that I selected were probably the most unique and mind-blowing shots of that trailer. Cyborg here commanding missiles. Like, he stops them with one hand up and then he just waves and then they go. I was like, what is this? Clearly, either this is a dream or a slight hallucination. Like, maybe he sees himself as the still football player, you know, with the Letterman jacket on, and he's waving these missiles away. But in actual truth, it's him with the metal skin waving the missiles away. Who knows? But the Cyborg who can control the internet and technology, that's what I want to see. And I think we're getting glimpses of that here, if it's not just a dream sequence. I don't know, but it's very interesting. I want to see what develops here with this. Now, this next scene was very eye-catching to me because this is clearly someone who was in place as the King of Atlantis during the Justice League film. We know that from earlier shots that Aquaman apparently went to Atlantis and then left empty-handed. I don't know what this scene means as I'm looking at it. He has a trident, but I thought the whole point of the Aquaman movie was to find the trident. I can't make out who the actor is. You know, my image is slightly blurred because it was, you know, a flash and you know, blink and you miss it type scene. But I'm thinking like, man, who is this fighting parademons with Atlantean armor and a trident? I have no idea, but very interested to see. And here we have the hero shot with everybody. You got Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman, Aquaman, The Flash, The Cyborg. Man, I was excited to see this because it proves that one, this ending that we got in the theatrical cut was, you know, kind of maybe in line with what we thought we were gonna get with the Snyder Cut. The original, you know, we thought we was getting this version, but we didn't really get this version. So clearly some things will remain the same. But I like the fact that he still got the black suit. Dumb hype about that. Really excited to see this thing. Can't wait until this thing comes out. I know it's 2021. I know it's the spring. Hell, if we can just get through 2020 to get to 2021, I'll be all right and I'll be here for it. But subscribe to the channel to see more DC Fandome breakdowns. I will be doing a recap, like I said. We got movie reviews, we have TV show reviews, we have a few product reviews here and there, and we even dabble in the smells with my cologne reviews. So if you like this channel, please subscribe. If you like the video, please like the video. Enjoy yourself and guard your heart.